Okay, let me get this out of the way, because I have a rather hot take. I didn't love Asteroid City.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know, but my distaste for the film has nothing to do with its themes or cinematography, which are all pretty good. It took me a while to pinpoint the nature of my complaints. I know I definitely didn't like the overly repetitive music.
There it is.
And not all the jokes landed for me.
Oh, we're not princesses.
I'm a vampire.
I'm a mum in Egypt who got buried alive and came back alive with his head chopped off. I'm a fairy.
But more gravely, I found myself agreeing with critics about this modernized Wes Anderson.
It's a bit like a box of fondant fancies that from the outside looks absolutely delicious, but when you've eaten 3 of them, you think, okay, that's enough for the moment.
The coldness I feel toward this could entirely do with how machine-like his style is becoming. But I think it more has to do with what I would coin the Wes Anderson zombie stare. You all know when you see it. The look of exhaustion and apathy that his characters give to the camera, but it's not unique to Asteroid City, although it does seem that it is most prevalent here, perhaps due to its themes of existential confusion and overall apathy felt by its characters. Nonetheless, I will say there is a lacking of something special here, something not present here that is in many of his other films, something that makes them truly spectacular.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Does anyone else agree that Owen Wilson should be in this movie? That some of the best, most comedic moments in Wes Anderson's filmography come from Owen Wilson?
Shut up, man. Shut up. I'm warning you now.
Anderson and Wilson met sophomore year at the University of Texas in a playwriting class. Their mutual love of film led toward their friendship and artistic collaboration, and the rest was history. Wilson gives off an inexplicable amount of energy when it comes to any of his roles, rarely playing the central character, but always playing ones with so much personality. Part of that personality comes from just how much he's having fun with those roles.
Well, everyone knows Custer died at Little Bighorn. What this book presupposes is maybe he didn't?
No matter how mannered or mechanical his other cast members are directed to be, he always injects a very human element to his characters that ground the story in a sense of truth and feeling. Without the naive joyfulness Wilson brought to the character of Francis, the film would likely have sunk into morose depression from the well-acted but rather dour characters of Peter and Jack. And we might slip into Steve Zissou's obsession if not balanced out by Ned's optimistic, trusting attitude.
I still wish I could breathe underwater.
Me too, Ned.
Now I'll admit it, I'm no expert on acting, but that's why I brought on an actor. Someone who might be able to give us some insight into what makes Wilson such a good actor. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. How about you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Brice Heller. I'm an actor in Atlanta, Georgia. I started in the theater when I was 7 years old, so I've been doing it every year ever since. So that's been a journey. Making money, like 6 years. I learn something new every year. Which is good.
I wanted to ask, what is your professional opinion on the acting of Owen Wilson?
I find him to be unique and oftentimes put in a box. He's low-key underrated. Honestly, genuinely blown away with his instincts and just the natural ability he had. So I think he really brings a lot of himself to it, because I've seen him in interviews and stuff before, and he's an intellectual guy, and his voice is super unique. I don't even know how to describe it. It's the Owen Wilson voice. His brother doesn't even have it. You'd think, oh, this is just a trait that they all have. No, he has a very distinct standout kind of voice, and he just brings he's just always on. He's always present in the moment, even when which is what every actor should do, but it's just very obvious with him that he's immersed himself in this world, whatever world it may be, and is just super talented, but in an unconventional kind of way. Just throwing this out there. I don't think Wes Anderson would be the Wes Anderson we see today, his tropes and the dialogue delivery and even the writing. I don't think he'd be who we see him today if it wasn't for Owen Wilson, because Owen Wilson in Bottle Rocket is low-key the only one kind of doing that sort of quick dialogue, very he's giving more life than just monotone, which Wes Anderson kind of picked up on later. The ending of Bottle Rocket has him in prison, and his like thing throughout the whole movie is like he's coming up with like these plans to like break into places and steal. He's saying things, but like feeling other things. He's like rattling off like, all right, once we get around the corner, once I get around the corner, you're gonna knock out the guard, and then you're gonna shoot off you're gonna throw off the iron hook, and then I'm gonna grapple on it, and you guys are gonna do this and that. He's just rattling off like all these like plans, which first of all, it's like a lot of dialogue that he's just going hard on, and it's like you really believe him. Like you really think, oh, he hasn't learned from his ways. Like he's really like he's back on his bullshit. You know, he's back on his like, all right, he's really about to try to escape. That's insane. Like, and he's like super believable in it. It's insane that he could project like one thing but really mean another thing. Like he didn't really mean any of the things he said, but he was so believable in like just rattling off all this information, like this new plan that he plotted. Like it felt like he really plotted this like plan and he was about to execute it. And then he's just led into the jail, and he kind of looks back and he like smiles, and it's like, oh, okay, he was joking, but like he was entirely like insanely believable, and like just like the natural, he just felt so natural doing it. And like I feel like other actors, even some like trained actors, might play it like they're like joking kind of the whole time, like they're not as believable, like it's not as dire. Like yeah, he's doing things that I don't think people really give him credit for. I feel like people like see him in like The Wedding Crashers or like Meet the Parents or something like that, and they write him off as like this oh, he's the stupid comedy guy. But I don't know. I think he's a little smarter than people portray him to be.
Yeah, I think he brings so much to every one of his roles that he's working with him, and creates just so much balance to sort of balance out his other castmates. I just think it works so well. I find that balance is the key thing missing for me in Asteroid City, a film that has too many zombie stares for me, and not enough of whatever this is.
Say it again. Say it one more time. Say it again. Repeat what you just said.
And this balance is a trait that is brought out by a lot of Anderson's best characters, adding so much complexity and humanity to them. Just so happens that those characters are often being played by his most frequent collaborator. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see the full interview with me and Brice, then that'll be available for free in the description below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. It really helps out a lot. This has been Sessions on Cinema, and thank you for watching.